Hey, this is Alex with Maple Leaf Coffee Roasters in Roselle. I'm here today to talk about our December 2025 Club Coffee, a fun wash process coffee from Thailand. Check it out. So just as a reminder, everyone, our Club Coffee program here at Maple Leaf is something that we do to bring in a members-only coffee every month, roast it 3 different ways. We try to find something exotic, interesting, different. Sometimes a coffee from a country that we don't either see on a regular shelf or is tough to get coffee from. And this month is no exception to that general practice. So this is a fun coffee from Thailand that we actually have 3 Thai coffees that we'll have over the next couple of months. So I'm really looking forward to everyone getting a shot at some coffee that they might not normally get a swipe at. So if you are interested in trying out the Club Coffee program, we do have a wait list for this. If you're interested in it, please send us a note and we'll add you to that wait list in the future. So as I said, this is a coffee from Thailand. Some background history on coffee from Thailand in general. Very similar to the coffees that we've had from Vietnam. Thai coffee does have a very distinctive taste to it that has similarities to other Asia Pacific kind of flavor profiles, while also being something very much all its own. Coffee from Thailand is not a super commonly seen coffee. They have historically produced more Robusta coffee as opposed to the specialty grade Arabica coffee that we are used to drinking in specialty coffee circles. And this coffee is an Arabica grade coffee, so not a Robusta coffee, of course. And most of the coffee that does come out of Thailand is still that Arabic or the Robusta coffee, though they are starting to do more Robusta or Arabica coffee over the last 15 to 20 years. This is a wash process coffee, so nothing super exotic or out there about the coffee, either in the way it roasted or the way it tastes, but it does have some of the signature characteristics of Asia Pacific coffees, a kind of light feel to it that doesn't have a super strong, robust element, but does have a very different kind of flavor to it at the fringes, while having the core be something very approachable and welcoming. We have had some coffees from Thailand before in our club. Generally once every about 2 years is usually when we've seen these coffees, so it's kind of interesting. For the next couple months, we will have a couple different varieties of Thai coffee on our coffee club program. This coffee, in terms of the physical size and shape of the beans too, the beans are actually a little bit smaller in size, so that did affect the way that we attempt to roast this coffee. It meant that the overall roast time was a little bit longer because we try to apply less heat to smaller beans, because the way that it can take on heat when those beans are physically smaller can be a bit much if we try to use our usual approach to these coffees. We don't want to throw too much heat at it too quickly, or else it ends up kind of blasting out the coffee and burning the outside without getting the inside evenly roasted. So you'll see some of the pictures up next to the video for the light, medium, and dark, the physical size and shape of the beans. And for each of these roasts, we kind of took them a little bit on the lighter end of each of the light, medium, and dark that we normally do. Just not to have it take too long in the roaster, but also because we really do want to accentuate some of the flavors of this coffee instead of having the roast profile be what accentuates this particular month's coffee. Let's start with the light roast coffee. So light roast coffee this month does have a very low acidity to it. In fact, all 3 coffees are very mellow, easy on the stomach. You're not going to be tasting anything like what we've tasted in previous coffees before and any roast level that can sometimes have a bit of a sharpness to them. This light roast has a very kind of nutty hint, kind of refreshing, mildly floral, very similar in some ways to a Guatemalan flavor profile or a Honduran flavor profile, is that it's going to be on that sweeter spectrum, but it's not going to be as bright. This is definitely not a wake you up kind of light roast. And I think that the kind of lighter feel to it, clean finish, not something that really lingers in your mouth. The tiny bit of a nutty profile is something that's quite pleasant, enjoyable, and is not going to blow you out of the water. If you're a person that wants to get that light roast feel, but without the light roast harshness that sometimes non-light roast drinkers complain of, this is something that's worth a shot this month, and I think you will not find anything too objectionable about this coffee, and quite pleasant as well. On the medium roast side of things, we got a little bit more of a citrusy tint to this. I did see throughout the course of the roast, there was a bit of a kind of lemon lime sort of smell to the beans as they were going through the different phases. This has a very small kind of lime hint, not super strong. It balances quite well with a milk chocolate kind of creamy feel to it as well. Not super strong on that creamy taste, but it definitely is there. Much more chocolate forward than the light roast was, and Very clean finish, very similar to the light roast. Fun part about this coffee, and we'll talk about this in the dark roast too, there is a section on the flavor wheel that has a kind of grain and cereal section that has a bunch of really very specific kind of grainy cereal sorts of flavor profiles. And this one does have a very kind of like bready oat sort of taste to it. I don't want to say it's like eating a oatmeal chocolate bar or like a raisin oatmeal bar, but you're definitely going to get something that kind of reminds you a little bit of eating something in that oat territory. And I found that to be quite pleasant and kind of different. So not a super strong flavor, but it's there, and touch of a cinnamon flavor as well. I think that between the light and the medium, these two coffees do have a very kind of festive holiday feel to them as well. So I think this would be a really great choice, one of these two, if you're really feeling in the holiday mood and you want something that's going to be a nice companion for some of the holiday dishes that you might be enjoying in December. Moving on to the dark roast. We didn't do this as a super dark roast. We just touched into the second crack on this coffee. The second crack is usually what defines a dark roast coffee for most definitions. So you'll see it in the pictures of the coffee next to the video. We did not go super dark on this. I wouldn't expect this coffee to really oil up either after a certain amount of time. Most of the time when coffee is roasted dark, over time it tends to have more of those oils come to the surface of the beans. This is probably not one of those that's going to happen with. It's just a nice darker color without being a super strong or thick or rich kind of dark roast. So as a consequence, if you're a dark roast drinker that usually likes something really fulfilling and robust, this is probably not going to be the month for you to come to the dark roast looking for something with a lot of body to it. Very easy drinker. Those milk chocolate flavors were a little bit more prominent in this compared to the medium roast. Floral hints, a little bit of honey, kind of a syrupy, cinnamon, almost bready feel. Not quite like eating a piece of toast, but similar to the medium roast profile we talked about. It did have a little bit of that grainy cereal aspect to it that I was talking about earlier. And it kind of reminded me at points of putting like a donut or something up next to your nose, not from like a fruity or sweet kind of flavor, but that sort of like doughy taste that you get when you might eat something more on that kind of bread spectrum. I really did enjoy this dark roast. It was not one of those that had a strong, robust taste to it, like I mentioned. So if you're a person that normally avoids dark roast because you don't like something super heavy, rich, and that lingers in your palate after you swallow, this is a really great month to try a dark roast coffee, especially because it is very approachable, not harsh, burned, bitter, anything like that either. So I'm interested in what people think of the coffee this month, especially the folks that have not been with the club long enough to have tried some of the Thai coffees that we've had in the past. And if you are interested in joining the club, like I said, shoot us a note. Make sure to subscribe to all of our future YouTube channel videos so that you can keep up to date not only with what's going on in our club program, but all the new coffees that we put out every time we have a new one on the shelf. So hope to catch you soon and have a great holidays and Happy New Year. Take care.